Okay, before I get started with Raw and Smackdown, I gotta leave something, I gotta get something off my chest. And I'll leave a timestamp if I don't forget of how long this is, because I don't want to make this too long. Look, I have something to say to one of my subscribers. I believe this person is a subscriber. If not, it's cool. I'm the type of person, if you've been around my channel for a while, I appreciate any comment that's left, whether negative or positive. I don't like them to be removed. I don't delete any comments that's on YouTube. I don't. I leave it up so people could see your personality and your attitude, whether you agree with me or if you disagree with me. Everyone can make their own opinion. And I'm not going after Sunny Day. I want to make this clear. Sunny, if you're watching this, whether you're a man or a woman, a guy or a girl, I don't know what you are. Kind of wish you were a girl. Want to date you. But look, what it comes down to is this. I do not delete comments. I leave them up on purpose so you have the right to speak your mind, whether you agree or not. I will debate you on what is right about something I've said or what is wrong about something I've said. And I asked Sunny to leave a comment, and I finally found a comment Sunny had left. It wasn't a full comment about explaining why Smackdown or Raw is good to be thinking more positive, but it was a comment at least addressing some of the questions I asked. Unfortunately, it was in the spam area, so I didn't see it for almost an entire 12 hours. They don't give you any notification when there's something in spam. If you're using the classic old YouTube, I'm still using it. I don't like the new one. It's very clunky. But I left a comment saying 100% my feelings to Sunny Day and making it very clear to Sunny, look, we have a different opinion. But I'm very happy that you left the message because I care. I like hearing your comments. And I was hoping there might be a follow-up. It was deleted. Now, I don't know if someone else deleted this, or I don't know if Sunny deleted it. For me, personally, that's upsetting. I'd rather see Sunny leave his or her comment up, because that is how that person felt at the time. You can leave another comment saying, you know what, I rethought about it, and you're wrong still, or you're right. Just say something. Don't delete it. It's better to see how you were before, so you know who you are now. That's the reason why I haven't deleted none of my videos. I know I don't make things right all the time. My last video, I got things confused because I was thinking about something else. I was thinking that in the pre-show when it came to Extreme Rules, I thought you couldn't see it. I got it confused between the YouTube stream and the other stream I was looking at. So I got confused. It happens. You make mistakes. But I'd rather leave them up. So Sunny, I'm making it clear to you. I know this is over 3 minutes. I'm making clear to you or anyone else. If you did delete your comment, if you felt like you needed to, cool. But keep them up from now on. Say how you feel. Just kind of remember, I'm a YouTube reviewer. I review wrestling. I have an opinion. You don't need to say I'm on drugs if I don't agree with you. Now, let's go to Raw and Smackdown. I watched practically all of Raw last night, and only one thing was different, and I will address it, but the entire show was trash. It was. It was trash. I'm sorry. That's how I see it. Now, if you enjoyed it, more power to you. Liked because Paul has supposedly taken over creative under the guidance of Vince McMahon. So, if this is how he's going forward, I don't think he's going to work very well at all. So we now go to Smackdown. And what did I see? A few things different, but this show was also bad. But I want to make it clear, even though this is a super bad chunk of hamburger we got from last night's Raw, this is what we got for Smackdown Live. A little less of a bad chunk of garbage. Now, it doesn't mean the show was good. Nope. But we did see a couple of things that were different. And that's the reason why it's not going to be like the same thing as Raw. It's going to be a bit smaller. And I'll explain now one of the reasons why. Let's go through Hell, let's just go in order. The town hall meeting. Really? We're actually doing a town hall meeting. Okay, wait, let's back up first. First, Kevin Owens is ejected from the arena because Shane did not want him there. He didn't want him to interfere with the town hall. Then we had the town hall where Liv Morgan, New Day spoke, and Big and Langston was saying some nasty words, which they bleeped out. If you're trying to be edgy, you might as well just said it. If Corey Graves could say shit, then you should let Big and Langston say shit. Should have left it at that. You had Elias speak. You had, not Andrade directly. He spoke a little bit. It was more Zelina Vega who spoke, who I feel sorry about because she's not getting enough time. You got a little bit of Buddy Murphy. You got a little bit of Liv Morgan. You got Roman Reigns said he didn't give a damn. He's going to say whatever he has, kiss my ass, and walks away. And pretty much that's what you got in the opening of the show. I didn't like it. You know why? Because it felt like a complete waste of time. It feels like the WWE was trolling us. Or better yet, Vince was trolling us. Maybe Eric came up with the basic concept, but Vince signed off on trying to troll the wrestling fans. Liv Morgan has been seen in maybe 8 to 9 or 10 months. Buddy Murphy, that's the very first time we've seen Buddy Murphy since he was drafted to Smackdown. How many months ago was that? I don't even remember how long it's been for him. I think even if it wasn't WrestleMania, it was maybe a little before WrestleMania that he went to SmackDown Live. I don't even remember. Seeing all of that, it felt like a complete waste of time and it felt like a troll. Now, we get a Extreme Rules rematch, which I wish had not happened. It's not the point that Aleister Black and... I'm not saying that Aleister Black and Cesaro had a bad match a few nights ago or here. They actually have very good chemistry. The thing is this. Where does this lead? Aleister Black gets a second win over Cesaro. And the problem for me is this. I don't mind Aleister Black getting some wins. I don't mind him having a feud with Cesaro. But the problem is, I don't want 50-50 booking. I'm very happy, and I'm going to make this clear. I'm happy there was no 50-50 booking here. I'm glad Cesaro did not win. But it would have been better for him to say, I want this to Shane. He could have said, because he was the last person to speak at the town hall, he says, I want this, Shane. I want this. Aleister Black beat me. I desire, I must face this man again. And Shane could have said, not today. I'm sorry. And then you try to build up Cesaro as someone becoming obsessive. He needs to beat Aleister Black. That's what I was kind of hoping for here. Not him saying, I want to pick a fight with Aleister Black. He didn't say in those words, but he said he wanted to pick a fight. And that's where it fell on his face. I would rather see Cesaro become obsessive, that he got his ass handed by a Aleister Black. He faces Aleister Black and says, I know I can beat you. And Aleister says, you know what? Maybe you could have, but you didn't. And he goes to Shane, and Shane says, no. And you see a Cesaro begin to lose his freaking mind until he finally gets that match. And then he probably loses again. And he goes even more insane. Something different for Cesaro and a real feud for Aleister Black. But we didn't get that. Let's move on. Charlotte, who spoke at that town hall and belittled a little bit of Liv Morgan, who hadn't seen in maybe about a year, has a match with her. Why? It just looked bad. Now, it wasn't the fact that the match quality was 100% trash. I do believe Liv Morgan is still not a great wrestler, and we know Charlotte definitely is not a great wrestler. She's a good wrestler when she's with someone she knows. And I say it again, when Charlotte's with someone she knows, she's a good wrestler because the other person can cover for her disadvantages and also can enhance her advantages. But Liv Morgan She's not one of those wrestlers, not because she's bad, it's because she's never really wrestled her much at all. So this match really looked bad. So Liv jobs out to her figure eight. And Liv grabs the mic, the headset of Corey Graves and says, Charlotte is right, and I'm going away, but when I come back, I'm going to be real. Not in those exact words, but that's what we got. So Liv Morgan, who hasn't been seen in 10 months, is now supposedly going to go away again and become real. Now, I don't know if that's going to be a couple of weeks from now. I don't know if she'll ever come back again. It didn't really feel like it accomplished anything. But it could still set up for something down the road. Hopefully a couple of weeks or a month from now, she will return looking different. If she's still the same, what was the point? Now, Mandy Rose versus, Rose and DeVille versus Ember Moon and Bayley. 2 minutes. An eclipse for Mandy Rose's trouble. I don't like these short matches for the women. Yes, Sonya Deville is a better wrestler than Mandy Rose. Both Bayley as well as Ember Moon are better than both Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. They just are. They're better wrestlers. So I don't understand why they did this. I wish they had not done this. They could have just done the interview. They could have done the interview. They could have had Bayley come out and say, I want a challenge and I know exactly who I want. And she calls out Ember Moon. She calls her out and she clearly says, I've been waiting for the right person to go up against me. I've been waiting for the right person to face at SummerSlam. And there's only one person I can think of. It's you. That would have been more effective than this 2-minute match. That upset me. To see that women in 2013 and 14 were so hot. And now, how many years later? Around 2014, say maybe 2004, 13 it was okay. 14 was getting good. I think 15 is when it got really good. 4 years or 5, we get this. Almost nothing for the women. It is heartbreaking. Now, we get a New Day promo with the tag champs, with the WWE champ. Okay. Then we get, who was the first one to come out? Samoa Joe. No, I'm sorry, I almost forgot. You got the crying Daniel Bryan coming out, acting so crushed that he was defeated at Extreme Rules. He goes out, he looks like he's going to talk once. He's in my face. Nope. He goes back to the back, then he comes out again. It's still in my face, I'm not moving it. He comes out again, stands there, look like he's wiping tears from his eyes. Rowan says nothing, which he's not supposed to. Bryan is the mouthpiece. He comes out again, says nothing. Goes back again. A third time he comes out, and then he gets so sick of it, he drops the mic and walks away with Rowan without saying a damn word. And New Day's trying to entice him to come into the ring to have a match throughout that entire thing. I don't know where they're going with this. I don't know what they're going to be doing with Daniel Bryan and Rowan. Honestly, I'd rather seen Rowan and Daniel Bryan retain going into SummerSlam, so they could have dropped it to Heavy Machinery. I'm being honest here. I want to make this clear. I love New Day. I do. I'm glad to see all three of these guys. And the one thing that kind of got me a little upset, but it's understandable, that Kofi says we now have 3 African Americans who are now your champions. Really? It's not needed to be stated. This is a day and age where your race is not supposed to mean as much as you think it's supposed to mean. I know, as an African, with 2 African Americans, this is a monumental thing. You don't see a 100% black faction get so high. Next to the Nation of Domination, that's the closest you got. But the thing that got me was that it wasn't a bad word to say, African American, but it feels like it shouldn't have to be stated so heavily. That's just me. But when it comes down to it, Samoa Joe comes out, Elias comes out, and then the one person I hope would not be involved in this does come out and show himself, and that's Randy Orton. What I've been waiting for, what I've stated for years about Kofi getting a title shot, should be with Randy Orton. Should be about him and Randy Orton. Should be built with him and Randy Orton. This is what I've been waiting for. This is what I wanted. I've been waiting for this one moment. Randy Orton versus Kofi Kingston for the major title in the company at a major pay-per-view like SummerSlam. And I was hoping when they said, let's have a 6-man tag, when Randy Orton says, no thanks, I'm good, and walks away. I wanted that so bad to continue, that he goes away. He doesn't get involved in all this stupidness. And then he just comes at Kofi using mind games. Nope. What do we get? 6-man tag. And even though it was Kofi who ate the pin by Randy, Randy beat him. What does this mean? It doesn't feel right. This is not about Randy getting a pin over Kofi 1 month before SummerSlam. This should be about the mind games of a Randy Orton. Not about just starting because of a pin in a 6-man tag. It takes away too much from Randy, and it takes too much away from Kofi. That's just me. Other people are going to probably be fine with it. And I'm sure they are. But for me personally, I wanted something with more substance. The Iconics versus the Kabuki Warriors. No clear winner. Now, of course, what I mean by that is that the Iconics, in an extremely bad match, though I've said it before and I'll say it again, those are two managers, and a Billy Kay and Peyton Royce should not be generally wrestling on a constant basis. They should be periodically wrestling, maybe once every 2 or 3 months. They have a small program, maybe a couple of days or a week or two, and then they go away for at least 3 months, and then they'll wrestle again. Maybe in a short thing, maybe a singles match, once in a while. They're not meant for real, constant wrestling, because when you see Asuka and Kylie Sane wrestle them, it was so bad. They could not make it look good. Kylie could not make it look good. Asuka couldn't make it look good. It was just so bad. In the end, the Iconics got a count-out win, which is a loss to them, but they still keep their titles. So that means they're going to drag this out all the way to SummerSlam. I think I would have liked, it made my scalp itch. It's making my scalp itch. How bad this is. I just wanted them to drop those straps now. And then you could have had another team like Fire and Desire deal with the Kabuki Warriors. They're at least better wrestlers than the Iconics. And I'm not being cruel to Peyton Royce or Billy Kay. They're just not great wrestlers. They're barely competent. And you got Liv Morgan. You got... If Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan were still around, I would rather see them go up against the Kabuki Warriors for the titles than seeing the Iconics. That's just me. Let's move on. Andrade Cien Momos goes up against Apollo Crews because of the talk at this town hall. This is all based on the town hall, ladies and gentlemen. All of it. This entire show is based on a town hall meeting. It didn't mean anything. It was 2 weeks since Apollo Crews got a win. And finally he got one. Fine. Now what? What does this really mean for Apollo? What does this mean for Andrade Cien Momos? Goose egg. Nothing. Now, before I get to the final thing I'm going to talk about, it is Bray Wyatt. I got to say this. And I know people went crazy over Bray Wyatt. I'm not. No matter how good he looked in the ring, take it on Finn. I want to make it very clear to you. It makes no difference how cool a Bray Wyatt looked in the ring, nailing Finn Balor. I want to make it clear. I'm not falling for it. It's not that it's not good. Not that it wasn't looking amazing. It wasn't that I didn't want to cheer for it. I did. But how many times have they done something with Bray Wyatt and it led nowhere? Nowhere. He had been gone for almost a month. And now they bring him in finally. And he destroys Finn. I'm saying this right now on the record. Unless he starts winning constantly, he must beat anybody in the ring before SummerSlam. He must beat Finn Balor before he goes on vacation. And he must continually beat people until he wins possibly a US or IC title. If he does not, this was for nothing. And I'm going to keep stating it means nothing with Bray Wyatt until you see him actually win matches. Because look what happened with Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe used to be a Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt has been changed, but does not mean Bray Wyatt is different. Until he starts winning, it means nothing. Now, closing of the show, Dolph versus a Kevin Owens. Didn't really care. You got Shane McMahon bringing out all the heels to try and add more to this. Didn't care. You finally got a Kevin Owens stunning a Dolph. And then when Shane pulls him out of the ring, he stuns him too and then runs to the back and all the heels chase him out. And Shane saying he's going to pay for it. He's going to get it. He's going to pay for it. It meant nothing. Because in the end, this is all spurred by this town hall meeting. Because the WWE and Vince is trolling us. He's doing exactly what he did months upon months ago. Saying exactly what we feel about the WWE. Trying to incorporate it into a storyline that leads nowhere. That's the way I see it. Now, if you guys like it, I'm happy for you. But I'm a wrestling reviewer, and I'm going to tell you straight. If this is supposed to lead somewhere good, it has to lead for Shane McMahon to get his butt kicked by Kevin Owens and then goes away for a while. If he doesn't go away, it doesn't really mean anything. If Shane is still there, what does this give us? It doesn't give us anything different. But this is just my point of view. You guys tell me below. Have a good day. Have a good night.